Hi there. About every 5,000 to 7,000 miles, you might find yourself having to take your car to the mechanic or auto shop to get the oil serviced. Now, these visits can take about 30 to 45 minutes and be quite expensive, ranging from $50 to even like $100 depending on the car that you have, where you take it, where you live. But in reality, it doesn't have to be that hard. If you go to the store, buy the right oil, the right filter, and have the right tools to do so, you could save yourself almost $200 to $300 a year doing your own oil changes at home. Not only will this skill be applicable on your own car, but if you have friends, family who also need their car service, this could be a very important skill to have, so you can help them out. And I mean, if you want to, you could even charge them for the service, much less than an auto shop would be charging, but nonetheless, you could still be making money with this skill. The tools I have today for this service include a socket wrench with a 14 millimeter attachment right here, and that's going to be for taking out the oil pin. I have an oil filter wrench to take out my previous oil filter, a drain pan to drain out the oil, a funnel to put the new funnel in, a jack to jack up my car. Thankfully, the car I'm going to be working on today does not need to be jacked up because it provides enough space for me to go under and do the service without lifting it up. And lastly, I have a new oil filter and I have new oil. You want to start by jacking up your car and popping the hood. Once you have the hood popped, you can go ahead and remove the engine oil cap, which should be right on your engine. It looks like this. And this is going to help when you drain the oil because it allows for air to flow out and the oil will come out quicker. Now, I had my car running prior to this for about 10 minutes. You want to do that so the oil heats up a little bit, but not too hot so that you burn yourself when you're doing this. I'm under the car now. As you can see, I have my gloves on. I've located the oil basin and the pin to right here. Like I said previously, I have that 14 millimeter attachment on my socket wrench. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to begin to loosen the pin very slowly so as not to rip it out just yet, but to get it to the point where I can take it off with my fingers. Normally these are pretty tight because your mechanic probably tightened it for you, and it should be tight. That's a good sign because you don't want to be leaking oil everywhere. So now I'm going to slowly start, taking the pin out. I want to probably have my oil basin right here under. It might cover my view real quick, but just to show you guys, it's going to be like right here. Very close. There you go. And I have the pin right there. Ooh, right here. And as you can see, I have a nice stream of oil going down right there. Now that my oil is somewhat finished draining, as you can see, I made a little bit of a mess. I'm going to take the pin. I'm going to clean some of the oil off of it before I put it back on. And it's dripping drops. I mean, it's safe to put it in now. I'm just going to screw it back in. You don't want to not screw it back in before you put in your new oil, right? It's just going to go all over the place. And I'm going to tighten it with my socket wrench. Okay, perfect. My dog is making a cameo. Now, what I want to do is I want to locate the oil filter. For me, it's in a kind of hard to reach spot. It's right behind the basin, as you can see right here. Now I'm going to take my oil filter wrench. I'm going to locate the filter. It's right here, and I'm going to loosen it. In this case, I'm going to approach it like this because the oil filter is a little hard to get to, and it should come a little loose. And at that point, you can take it out with your hand the same way you took the pin out. But you could just let this fall into the basin because you're not going to use it again. You're going to put the new filter on. It does spill a little bit of oil, sometimes a lot. So you want to grab your oil pan, there we go, your oil pan I should say, and you're going to slowly twist it. So at this point, so this is what it looks like, still leaking oil. And now we're going to put our new oil filter in. So the new filter is going to look like this, and it has a little bit of plastic on top of it. You can take off the plastic, make sure to get every little bit of that plastic off. You don't want that inside of your engine. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my finger, I'm going to put in a little bit of oil, and I'm going to go around this ring here with that little bit of oil, put it in there. And what that's going to do is that's going to create basically a tighter seal once you screw it in. So now that I have that, I can go ahead and put it back where my previous oil filter was. And at that point, I can take my filter wrench and I can tighten it so that I'm not leaking oil all over the place. When I start driving around, I can move my pan. I'll show you guys. Now I have my new oil and my funnel, and I put the funnel right where you took the engine oil cap off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the funnel. This car takes about 4 quarts. This is a 5-quart bottle, so I'm going to leave a little bit left in here. Yeah, so just so as not to make a mess and, you know, have the smell of oil covering your driveway. I want to be very careful with this. Filled it up to its max point. I can put this down. And what I'm going to do is, to make sure that we filled it up, I'm going to take the engine poker here, this thing. I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to check. I want to make sure it falls right in between the first and the second line. That's how I'm going to know that I have enough oil in my engine. So let's just make sure that it's on there, and I'll show you guys. So yes, as you can see, there's oil up to that point, and that just means that we are in the clear, and we can close up our engine with this cap. Take the car off the jack and whatnot, make sure this is nice and tight. And right now, this is a good time to make sure that everything else in your car is fine. And that's it. You have successfully completed your oil change. So now that you know how to do an oil change, step 4 is very crucial, very important to this process, and that is disposing of your oil. So what I like to do is I like to take the bottle of engine oil that I just bought, you know, the oil that I just put into my engine, and take a funnel, put it on there, take my old oil and funnel it in there. I already did that for the most part. So then what you could do is you could take it to a gas station. You could take it to a waste management facility. At the gas station, they'll charge you a small fee to properly dispose of it. But it's very important that you don't throw away your oil in the trash can or pour it down your drains, because it'll ruin your drains, and you know, it could start a fire in a garbage truck. As I said before, learning how to change your oil is a very practical, very important skill to have. It could save you tons of time, tons of money. It could help you, your friends, your family, and it's going to give you a general knowledge of how to work on a car, you know, maintenance, how to keep up with your maintenance. And overall, there's just no, there's nothing bad in learning how to change your oil. And if anything, it's going to be better for you. Now, thank you for watching my video. I hope you have a great rest of your day, And I hope that you are able to put these skills to good use one day. Take care.